All right, everybody. So I'm here with Colin McDonald of the Trews. How's it going, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. And we're here to talk about the tour that's coming up and Time Capsule, the new album that just came out. So it's a greatest hits album with four new songs. Does it feel kind of strange as a band putting out a greatest hits album? Almost like, hey, like we're not done yet. Come on.
Yeah, yeah, it was a contract. To be perfectly honest, it was a contractual thing with our label.
Okay.
When we re-signed or signed to E1, and in the contract after a couple of records, there was a greatest hits that we had to fulfill. So, it wasn't something we were really ready to do at this point. But we have been around for a long time, and we have racked up a lot of hits at radio in Canada. So it kind of made sense, and to do something a bit of a retrospective. But we wanted to still make it interesting for ourselves. So we wrote and recorded new songs for it, and we also attached a thing to it called the Vault, which is like an iTunes download of old rarities and B-sides and cover tunes and stuff, which was fun to do. So it's kind of a nice time to kind of look back and see how far we've come and how much further we have to go. So yeah, I guess that answers that question.
Definitely, yeah. Now, is there any songs, because it's mainly the radio hits and the big songs, is there any songs that you wish you could have included from your career on this album?
No, I think it's a good representation. It wasn't all just the radio hits. It had fan favorites like songs like Ishmael and Maggie.
Okay, cool. Yep.
That wasn't never even a single. And In the Morning, that didn't really chart very well, but they were always favorites amongst our fans. And even Highway Heroes, which was a really important song for us, that didn't really get much radio play. It's just a song that people loved. So we
Yeah.
wanted to have a mixture of top 10 songs and ones that people just liked.
Cool, definitely. Now, these new songs that are on the album, what was the recording process and the creation of these songs like? Was there kind of a
Um,
different feeling to it than the
yeah,
original?
well, our original drummer left the band at the tail end of 2014,
Yeah.
and well, it was kind of like, yeah, it was a mutual parting, I guess. But we had a certain. By the time we were making our last studio record with our last drummer, we had a very, very collaborative way of writing songs where all four of us kind of contributed. So we had to kind of readjust to the new way of writing, which was just me and Jack and John Angus, and then we kind of bring them to the jam space with our new drummer Gavin and our keyboard player Jeff, and kind of work up arrangements there.
Cool. Yeah.
So it took us a little bit of time to readjust to the writing process, but we've been writing quite a bit since, and we have a bunch of new songs ready for a new album next year.
Oh, awesome. And I was gonna say the songs that are new on this Time Capsule album, they kind of almost have a different feel to them, something that I haven't really heard from the Trews. This sort of new,
Well, there's the new drummer.
yeah,
That definitely changed the sound of the band a bit. I think. Well, I appreciate that. It's always nice to know that we're breaking some new ground for ourselves. We don't want to keep just repeating the same old, same old. So,
hmm
whether we like it or not, things have changed, and we have to just kind of roll with it and embrace it and keep going forward.
And so can we see, that same kind of style continue on the next album?
Yeah, well, I did co-write one of the songs with Serena Ryder,
Yep.
"Beautiful and Tragic," and that was definitely a different thing for me. Like I tend to write mostly with the band or with Gordy Johnson in the band,
hmm
and it was the first time me and Serena ever wrote together, and it was just kind of a jokey pop song, and it was definitely the poppiest thing we've ever done. But we wrote it in about 10 minutes, and then I just took it to the band, and it just sounded really cool
Yeah.
with us playing it, and so we decided to put it on there, and I think that worked out well, and we're pretty. It was a lot of fun working with Serena. She's great talent, and it definitely ended up producing a really good song.
Definitely. So the tour for Time Capsule, it's about to start November 10th.
Yeah.
Uh, you guys actually hold a really special place in my heart because back in 2008, the very first concert I ever went to was you guys at the Ottawa X.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, me and my dad. And so I was
Oh,
11 at the
cool.
time.
Wow.
So yeah, over all these years of touring, is there any, specific shows that you can recall as just amazing experiences?
I actually do remember that Ottawa X show. It
Yeah.
was like towards the end of the summer in 2008, I think. Maybe
Yep.
that was that around the time. Yeah, I mean, we got to do a lot of really great things just right out of the gates. Like on our second record, we opened for the Stones and for Robert Plant, and we got to play sold out show. I mean, always my favorite gigs are always the ones where there's some magic between the band and the audience is just really there with us and really engaged, and we're really connecting.
Yeah.
So I remember playing in Burlington in 2010 for the Sound of Music Festival, and there was a huge crowd, and we didn't even have. It was the night my bass player's son was born, so we had a different bass player with us, Big Ben Richardson from Grady, and he played. We had this like just magical, brilliant show, and it was just a lot of fun. So that one sticks in my head, and doing like some of the Calgary Stampede gigs over the years have always been a lot of fun. So.
Okay, great. And one of the things I've noticed is that you guys always kind of manage to hit up the smaller places around Canada that are kind of overshadowed sometimes. Like I'm from Pembroke, so
yeah, I know that place.
Yeah, you guys played the PMC there, and it's kind of cool to see bands reaching out to places that aren't always, bands don't always go there. Do you enjoy playing kind of the smaller towns?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that we grew up in where we started the band in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. That's a small town, and no bands ever came to play there.
Okay.
So we were always super appreciative and grateful when any band actually made the effort to come to our town and play. And we'd always go, and it would be so exciting to know like the big national band was touring through town. And I remember like bands would come to St. FX, like the Tea Party or Big Sugar or Matthew Kidd or any of those Canadian guys. And I remember we like it was always exciting for us to know that a bigger band was coming to our small little town, and that just always stuck with us, and those small towns are some of the most appreciative audiences because they don't get a lot. It's not like Toronto where people are seeing 7 shows a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Of like, national, international superstars, and so they're not as jaded, and they're more, apt to like let loose and have fun, and they're some of the better nights are playing those little markets.
Now, this album was put on PledgeMusic. I think you guys have done a few projects on there.
Yeah, we did our last studio album and then this new one. So,
yeah.
Really fun. Worked out.
Yeah, I was going to say, with PledgeMusic, does that kind of bring a different feel to kind of interacting with the fans? And
yeah, well, we embraced it when it was brand new. Like when we first heard about it in 2013, it was the new thing, and we thought like one of the things that we've adopted over the years is really kind of embracing the changes in the business, because once again they're unstoppable, and you have to kind of embrace the new stuff if you want to stay relevant. And we thought the pledge idea was really cool at the time. It was like getting the fans to kind of help fund the record, but in doing so, you're giving them all kinds of exclusive content and exclusive experiences.
Yep.
We got a chance to meet a lot of the fans, and in some cases, some of the fans sang on the record, which was a lot of fun. Like they came in and sang gang vocals on a few songs, and it was just really kind of cool, really interactive. I think it really endeared, we have a really great fan base that we're really proud of, and we really are grateful for. And I think it further endeared those people to the band, and it was a lot of fun at the end of the day, and it helped us make a great record that we're really proud of, and the fans were involved from day one. So I just really liked the interactive element of it, and we did the same thing this time around with Time Capsule. It wasn't quite as intense because it was only for a few new songs, because it was a greatest hits record, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, time will tell whether we're going to embrace that model again for the next record. We'll see where we stand, but it was a lot of fun when we did it.
Great. So yeah, like I said, the tour starts November 10th in Victoria, BC. You can find all the info on the trewsmusic.com. And yeah, thanks for talking to me today, Colin.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Have a good day.
Cool, you too.
Bye.
Bye.